This individual was status-driven based on how he liked to be recognized in the casino environment and how he liked to be recognized by his friends and family. So obviously that was starting to decline in the short period of time, and that may have had a determining effect on why he did what he did, Lombardo said. He was going in the wrong direction. But Lombardo cautioned that investigators still have not settled on the precise reason for why Paddock suddenly unleashed a deadly barrage of bullets onto the crowd at the Route 91 Harvest Music Festival from the windows of his 32nd floor suite at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino a month ago. And as he has repeatedly warned in recent weeks, Lombardo acknowledged Paddock's motive may never truly be understood. While he suggested Paddock worked to conceal his plot, the sheriff continued to express doubts about the gunman's friends and family, who have insisted they had no inkling of his plans or dangerous state of mind. He specifically mentioned Mary Lou Danley, Paddock's longtime girlfriend, and the gunman's younger brother, Eric, suggesting the attack could have been prevented on so many levels had they or anyone reported some modicum of information that would have presented this individual's state of mind. Authorities are still interviewing Danley, who was visiting family in the Philippines during the October 1 rampage and has insisted she knew nothing of Paddock's plans. She has been named a person of interest in the case, partly because Paddock reportedly wired her $100,000 in the days before the shooting. Though her attorney, Danley, has said she thought the money was Paddock's way of breaking up with me. Lombardo said that while investigators for the most part accept Danley's account, he continued to have doubts about her story, telling class, "Personally, I find it hard to believe." He also suggested that something seemed off about Paddock's family, using the word manic to describe the gunman's younger brother, Eric, in his dealings with the media in the aftermath of the shooting. He continues to talk and continues to dig a hole, Lombardo said, though he did not elaborate further. The interview came amid increasing scrutiny over the police response to the shooting and the handling of the investigation. It remains unclear why it took officers 12 minutes after the shooting began to reach the 32nd floor where the gunman's suite was located, and why police waited for more than an hour to enter the room after the shooting had stopped. Several questions remain unanswered about what communication there were, if any, between police and hotel security. Offering some new details, Lombardo said he believes Paddock may have carried the guns unnoticed, moving them upstairs in separate bags over several days starting on September 25, the day he checked in. "I wouldn't say nobody saw him bringing bags into the hotel. People saw him, but 10 to 15,000 people a day go through those doors, and was he doing it over a period of several days which would not bring attention to him?" he said. There was nothing that stuck out. They had experience with this individual. They knew him. Lombardo confirmed that Mandalay Bay had handed over hours of video around the casino and that police had so far viewed about 90 to 95% of it. Despite reports that the shooter had been seen with a possible accomplice, and notwithstanding that he ordered dinner for two from room service on the night of the attack, Paddock was alone, the sheriff said. Speaking to class, Lombardo theorized that Paddock may have believed that police were closing in. Investigators found the shooter had researched police response tactics in planning his massacre. Maybe he felt like he accomplished what he wanted to accomplish. He had to have been aware we were probably going to come in the door any minute, Lombardo said. But the sheriff acknowledged that it was one of the many questions that are likely to go unanswered in the investigation. With officials reaching dead ends in their search for a clear motive, Lombardo said he hoped something would turn up in the examination of the gunman's brain to a laboratory at Stanford University, although scientists say it's a long shot. "I actually hope we find something in the pathology of his brain that will help us understand this," Lombardo said. "I am as frustrated as anyone. Why would this individual take it upon himself to cause the worst mass shooting in our lifetime? Without reason or cause? We haven't gotten that answer yet."